Lately, there's been some very interesting news going around about a game for the Nintendo Switch called Cooking Mama Cookstar. Apparently, the game was released near the end of March in the US, UK, and Australia, both physically and on the eShop. However, the game was only on the eShop for about an hour, give or take. The physical copy of the game is becoming increasingly difficult to find as more and more websites are covering this topic. Something not being covered by anyone, though, is the fact that the game is supposed to be launching on the PS4 and no sign of its existence is anywhere. So I've done a bit of research of my own and I'm ready to share it with the gaming community in hopes that we can get to the bottom of this very strange occurrence. Cooking Mama is a series that dates back to 2006 with the first game releasing on the DS. Since the series launched 14 years ago, 13 mainline games and spin-offs across the Wii, DS, 3DS, and even mobile have come out, making Cookstar the 14th game. The games have received metascores ranging from 43 all the way to 70, with Gardening Mama 2 receiving that lovely 43. Actually, it seems like the 3DS titles in general have the worst ratings of the whole series. Anyways, I'm pretty sure the series is centered around gimmicky minigames that use touchscreen or motion controls to cook up some very questionable dishes. Unless you're gardening or camping, then I imagine you're playing gimmicky minigames to garden. Or camp. Yeah, clearly I've never played the games, let's just get into the good stuff. Let's take a glance back at August 2019. A leak comes out that Cooking Mama will be receiving a new game on the Nintendo Switch and PS4. There's screenshots and a sizable amount of information, including the fact that the game will use blockchain-based gameplay, and then we hear nothing for several months. Fast forward to late February of this year, just under 2 months ago. The first trailer for the game leaks, and it says the game will be out March 2020. You know, like a week after this trailer is leaked. Not officially announced, but leaked. Okay, so that's freaking weird. The trailer also shows the publisher for the game would be Planet Entertainment. Now, let's take a quick pause here to look at Planet Entertainment. The CEO is a big nobody, but when we take a look at the rest of the team, it's made up of a bunch of very big names in the gaming industry, including Kelly Sumner, previously CEO of Take-Two and Rockstar Games, and CEO of freaking Red Octane, aka Guitar Hero. Chris Deering, previously president of PlayStation of Europe and VP of International Marketing at Atari. Matt Karch and Andre Iones, a couple of developers who worked on Halo and Quake, and a bunch of other investors and blockchain experts. Alright, now you know about Planet Entertainment. They're going to be a big part of this conversation. The trailer that was leaked in February advertises nothing about the PS4 version of the game. In fact, the game features motion controls, something the PS4 version would probably not include. Maybe it's safe to assume that the game won't be out on PS4. I don't know. Let's move on for now. The end of the trailer shows not only Planet Entertainment LLC, but a logo for Planet Digital Partners. Keep that in mind too. One more thing I want to say about the end of the trailer is that there is a website shown. So I'm actually conducting this research on April 4th and the website is fully functional. The supposedly official Cooking Mama Twitter has tweeted the video out to the public, but I was able to find a YouTuber by the name of Purple Pocket Pirate who actually started doing research on this topic all the way back on March 11th when he initially suspected something was up. He went to the web address before the official release of the trailer and was greeted by a GoDaddy screen which offered him the chance to purchase the domain. Obviously, the trailer was leaked, so it's fair to assume that Planet Entertainment had not yet launched the site. But keep in mind, the release date is March 2020. It's March 2020 at this point, and no one from publisher Planet Entertainment had decided to launch the game's website. Around the second week of March, with no official announcement from anyone, the game goes live on GameStop's website for pre-order. This is all making absolutely no sense at this point. Finally, on March 19th, a Twitter account comes out for the game and tweets for the first time. It looks very official and it could be real, but I'm not entirely convinced that the account isn't just a fan-made account trying to screw with everyone. The account was made in February of this year and has a whopping 155 followers at the time of recording this video. There is an official English Cooking Mama page that has over 6,000 followers, and you would think they would make some kind of announcement for their brand new game at the very least, but no. All they tweet about is recipes and screenshots from the mobile game. I'm honestly not even sure that this page is official. It could totally be a fan-made account. Now, back to the first tweet we saw on March 19th. It is actually a link to pre-order the game via Amazon. No trailer yet, no real announcement, just a link to pre-order the game. I guess that's their way of saying, I'm sure you saw the leak, no need for us to share the trailer. Also important to mention is the Amazon listing says nothing about a PS4 version anywhere. The listing does, however, have a release date of March 25th, a mere 6 days away from this tweet. Okay, this is a big deal. We finally have a release date for the game. The seller is even listed as Planet Entertainment. 5 days later, March 24th, the account posts an in-game screenshot of a rainbow grilled cheese with no caption other than the hashtag Nintendo Switch. Okay, still no mention of the PS4 version. Now let's move on to where it gets really interesting. Up until this point, there has been no official trailer released. Planet Entertainment is silent on the matter. Nintendo hasn't said a word about the game, and the two potentially official Cooking Mama Twitters have yet to reveal a trailer for the game, which is releasing tomorrow at this point. So let's move to the March 25th tweet from Cookstar Mama. Oh wait, there is none. Okay, well surely the English Cooking Mama Twitter page wouldn't screw up like that, right? Wrong. So what news did we receive on March 25th? Well, YouTuber Game Tim posted a brand new video on Cooking Mama Cookstar. Who the heck is that? He has a really cool channel pretty much dedicated to Cooking Mama and making real-life recipes from the game. But in his March 25th video, before cooking up a rainbow grilled cheese for himself, he states that he was able to help out in the development of the game. Also notable here is Game Tim is playing with a developer build of the game on his Switch in his YouTube video, as seen on the top corner of the Switch screen. Now, that is huge. We have no idea who even developed the game at this point, and Amazon surely doesn't help. They have the developer listed as Planet Entertainment, who is definitely not the developer. So the Great Purple Pocket Pirate actually reaches out to Game Tim and gets any information out of him that he can. Game Tim tells him that Planet Digital Partners and Planet Entertainment are definitely connected, he just doesn't know how. He even states that he was curious about this when he was working with the developers. Game Tim proceeds to mention that he himself didn't even know when the launch of the game was supposed to be. There are so many questions revolving around the launch of this game, and it only gets worse from here. Apparently the game launched on the eShop on March 26th and was almost immediately pulled. Very, very few people were able to purchase the game, and it is completely wiped from the eShop now, like it never existed. One Reddit user claims to have purchased the game, set the Switch down to text his friend about buying the game, and by the time his friend had searched it up on the eShop, it was gone. It's likely that the game was only up for an hour, if that. March 26th is also the date that, as far as I can tell, was the first official release of the Cooking Mama Cookstar trailer anywhere, and that's just assuming that @CookstarMama on Twitter is an official account. This time, the big difference in the trailer is that instead of it saying available March 2020, it says available now. That's a pretty huge deal considering there was literally a surprise Nintendo Direct on this very day, and Cookstar wasn't even mentioned. Over the 5 days that follow this eShop release, there are no announcements from Planet Entertainment, Nintendo, Cooking Mama's Twitter, nothing. So the internet starts to go wild, as it does, wondering what happened to the game, spreading rumors about Nintendo not being accepting of the cryptocurrency feature that was supposed to be in the game. But according to Game Tim, that blockchain feature never even showed up in the game. There are even people on Reddit saying the game will melt your Switch from the inside out. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Some people are able to get their hands on the game physically, saying Walmart and Target have had copies. Finding the game online has been scarce, but because people are starting to get their hands on the game, including Purple Pocket Pirate, the developer has been determined to be First Playable Productions. I've tried emailing several developers and producers. I've tried contacting them on Twitter, nothing. Unfortunately, both Planet Entertainment and First Playable Productions haven't posted anything on social media in years, so they're of no use. I found Twitter user Lynx, who was really hurt about the game not coming out. I mean, if you think you're a big Cooking Mama fan, you have some competition. She called up Nintendo and asked a representative what the heck happened to this game. The rep, of course, knew absolutely nothing and went to discuss with her manager. The manager ends up blaming the publisher, saying there are issues on their end and it's out of Nintendo's control at this point. So Lynx hangs up with Nintendo and calls Planet Digital Partners. She is greeted by Steven Grossman, who I later found out is the CEO of Planet Entertainment, or maybe Planet Digital Partners, who the heck knows. He pretty much says that there's nothing he can do, and the problem resides with Nintendo right now, and that they're having issues getting the game up right now, and it's supposed to be out. So Nintendo blames the publisher blames Nintendo. Nice. Another interesting piece of information I got from Purple Pocket Pirate's video is that Nintendo has completely scrubbed their website clean of any sign of Cooking Mama on the Switch. Only the 3DS titles appear in the search results. And just for the heck of it, I tried to go over to the PlayStation Store, and yeah, there's no sign of it there either. I want to say that version of the game isn't coming out, but can we really be certain of anything right now? To make things even weirder, Planet Entertainment seems to be scrubbing their website of all things Cooking Mama. There is not a single trace of the game over on their official website anymore. What is happening with this game? Going over to Game Tim's Twitter, he's being very helpful in sharing any information he can about the release of the game to everyone asking. He was able to get in touch with either the publisher or developer, I'm not sure which, and says that it's kind of confidential. All he's allowed to tell the public is that there's some issues with Amazon only selling the essentials right now due to COVID-19 and that the game is off to a, quote, rocky start. So the one guy who can actually communicate to the public about this game has pretty much led us to a dead end, unfortunately, at least for now. And that brings us to today. The Amazon copies have completely sold out. eBay seller Gamer Candy has sold 600 copies in the past 48 hours, including one copy to yours truly. I should have mine in the next week or so. PlayAsia, who seems to have gotten the release date correct on their website, seems to be selling copies of the European version of the game. Even the PS4 version has a release date aimed for April 28th. The PS4 cover art also features a different publisher, Ravenscourt from Koch Media. And shocker, Ravenscourt mentions nothing about Cooking Mama on its website. If you can find this title physically, consider grabbing it. At retail, of course. Worst case scenario, you have one more sealed game in your collection. Best case, you've got a very rare recalled Nintendo Switch game, or at least a rare variant that is different from the 2.0 reprint they could be coming out with. Seriously, if the game re-releases with a USA-1 version, the first printing is going to be very, very rare. Obviously, the coronavirus could be a huge reason for this game's very strange launch, but even accepting that fact, there are still far too many questions left to be answered. I really think this is a shame because a ton of people were really excited for a new entry in the Cooking Mama series. Everyone is picking this game up as quickly as they can because history has shown us that this is how rare games and rare variants are made. A similar example that comes to mind is the gray cartridge of Turok Rage Wars. Not a lot of people sent their black cartridges into Acclaim to fix the rather minor glitch in the game, and now the revised cartridge will cost you a couple hundred. Okay, one last thing. I was just about finished editing this video when at Cookstar Mama tweeted this. This is the most official looking thing we've seen from Planet Entertainment since the very first rumor all the way back in August of 2019. It's still unclear whether or not this is a fan-made account screwing with everyone, but if this really is Planet Entertainment, this could certainly change things. It definitely feels like they're blaming Nintendo with this tweet. The coronavirus could definitely be the cause for a delay, but what reason could they have for removing the game from the eShop entirely? Let me know what you think of this whole situation. Are you a Cooking Mama fan? Is this game going to be worth thousands in 2042? Probably not, but check back here in a couple decades. Thanks for watching.